So
Right.
what I used to do is I used to take the mock on Saturday, preferably on morning of Saturday, and then I used to after post lunch I used to sit and I used to analyze where did I make a mistake and why was I not able to solve this particular question? Was it a concept gap or was it due to the exam pressure that I succumbed to not solving this? I used to that's what really helped me. In particular, Bangalore focuses on your general current affairs, not the general knowledge type of questions, but your perspective on that particular current issues. So we used to sit around and discuss daily the events which are happening around the world and what are our perspectives around it. My Bangalore interview went the same way. There were a lot of opinion based questions.
Hello everyone, welcome to Krakow Interview Series. Today we have with us Pavan Teja. He has cracked the CAT exam and got a call from IIM Bangalore, and he also successfully converted IIM Bangalore. He has done his B.Tech from BITS Pilani Hyderabad. Currently, he is a working professional. He is working with Credit Suisse. Today, he is with us to share his CAT preparation journey and also how he cracked the IIM interviews. All right. Hello, Pavan. Welcome to Krakow Interview Series. And first of all, a big congratulations on making it to IIM Bangalore.
Thank you so much. I'm very honored to have this interview. Since I've been associated with Krakow for the last 1.5 years, and this is the first time I'm having a face-on-face conversation with one of your candidates. So it's I'm very happy today.
Right, thank you. All right. Firstly, let's start with your CAT preparation. Can you tell us when you started your CAT preparation journey and how did you prepare for it?
So, first of all, before I answer that question, it would be better to answer like why did I choose to pursue an MBA?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, sure.
I was doing my engineering in civil engineering in BITS Pilani Hyderabad, and we had an option to choose a few courses for our graduation. Out of a small interest, I started taking finance courses, and when I was doing those courses, those subjects really intrigued me. So I thought it would be better. I would be better suited for a role in finance, and to do that, since our college offers only a minor degree, and I do not have a specific education in finance, I thought it would be, a better step for me to do an MBA to
Okay.
pursue this goal around. So that's when I decided I wanted to do an MBA, preferably with a finance specialization. So what I did was this is my third CAT attempt. I have taken my first CAT attempt when I was doing my graduation in my fourth year itself. It was not.
Okay.
I just wrote it out of interest just to check how the exam would be. I didn't prepare much for it. And the next exam, which was CAT 2020, I did some preparation, but not a very thorough preparation. I
Okay.
didn't get a very great percentile, but I was able to convert indoor call. But I thought maybe if I put in some more efforts, it would be maybe for the next year I would be getting a better B school. So that's when I have stumbled upon this YouTube channel first, Krakow's YouTube channel. I have watched two, three
Okay.
revision videos of Krakow. I found that classes to be very interesting, and I thought I just went to their website and I saw there's a complete course for MBA for this CAT preparation. So I joined the first batch itself. I think it starts in January. I
Yeah.
joined the Krakow's course itself, and I have started following all the classes regularly, and also have taken the daily tests which the Krakow provides, and I've taken all the mocks in particular. So that's how I was
Great.
stumbled across Krakow, and that's how I did my CAT preparation.
Right. Okay. Now, so we'll discuss about how you prepared for each section. So, how did you prepare for the VRC, Quant, and the LRDI sections? And do you have any particular weak section? And if yes, how did you tackle that?
Yes. So, since normally every engineer would feel very comfortable when he's doing the quant section, so I was pretty comfortable with that. So, but then again, I thought this will be my strongest section. But when I started attempting mocks, I was not getting the marks I was expecting. Or there were a few questions which I would easily do, but when I was in the exam environment, I was not able to solve. So I knew that I had to put in more time since this is my strongest section, and if I invest more time in honing that, it would do a great help for me. So I started doing regularly, started doing more quant questions, and Krakow has this wonderful question bank with a lot of questions with time bound. Actually, they'll give you 15 minutes to solve 5 questions, and we'll try to solve them as fast as possible. So with all the explanation, so that was really helpful in doing my quant. And with regard to VRC, I found that my reading speed was very drastically decreased in the last 2 years because I was not reading many articles or not reading any books. So I thought maybe the first step would be to increase my reading speed and to develop a little bit of a vocabulary, because we don't though there are no vocabulary questions, but having a good vocabulary sense will help you understand the passages easily. So what I started doing was, from January itself I started picking up a few novels of my interest and I started reading those.
Okay.
First two books were very hard to read and took a lot of time, but as the time went by, I got pretty good at them. And that's how I improved my reading speed. And after improving them, there were daily tests in Krakow where we used to get at least one RC per day. And I used to solve them.
Right.
And I tried to, at the starting phase, I used to take around 12 minutes to solve an RC, but I was able to reduce the time to 7 to 8 minutes as the time went by. So that's how I developed my VRC section. And coming to LRDI, I did not. I did not take any specific classes for LRD. They were just the Krakow videos which I followed, and I was just
Okay.
doing them, practicing them daily. That's how I got a little bit good at it. Though I guess it is everyone's weak section, but if you practice it daily, you will be able to answer at least two questions in the whole CAT exam for LRD. So yeah,
Right.
that's how I went about my preparation.
So now coming to the mocks, let's talk about the mocks.
Mhm.
So how many mocks did you take, and how was your mock analyzing strategy? How did you come up
Yeah.
with your final strategy?
Yes, so I think Krakow has provided me 15 mocks and the three mocks which were free for everyone. I have taken all the
Right.
15 mocks on the basis of the dates which they started. So what I did was Krakow used to do a complete video series on the mocks. They will upload all the video solutions and everything. So I used to check when was the video solutions uploaded, and then I used to take the exam so that it will be easier for me to analyze once the exam is done. So
Right.
what I used to do is I used to take the mock on Saturday, preferably on morning of Saturday. And then I used to, after post lunch, I used to sit and I used to analyze where did I make a mistake and why was I not able to solve this particular question? Was it a concept gap, or was it due to the exam pressure that I succumbed to not solving this? I used to, that's what really helped me. I used to solve all the questions which I was not able to do, and I used to solve the complete mock paper after the mock was done. So it would give me a perspective as to where I am standing right now and what should I be doing in order to improve my score. And this is a major reason which helped me, as in major thing which has helped me in my CAT preparation. Taking mocks as many as possible. I've also
Right.
taken some mocks from the outside as well. In a total I have taken around 45 mocks, which sir has itself
Okay.
suggested, my sir has itself suggested to take as many mocks as possible. So yeah, after doing a lot of mocks, you gradually tend to adjust to the time frame and the exam environment. So when I was taking the exam, I didn't feel a lot of pressure. At that point, it just felt like I was taking another mock exam. So yeah, that really helps a lot.
Right. That's wonderful. So you took as many mocks as possible, and
All right.
you were able to take the CAT quite comfortably without any stress or
Yes.
pressure. Right.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great. Now let's move on to your IIM interview experience. So, firstly, can you
Mhm.
tell us when did you receive your call, and when did you start your interview preparation?
Right. So what happened was, I think the CAT results were out in January, and the call started coming in around February. And I
Right.
think Bangalore was the second call I have received. Actually,
Okay.
Bangalore was my dream college. This is where I wanted to go. So I was really
Okay.
happy that I got a call. And but then again, I was also very, I was very focused at that point, because this is my best call, and I had to do everything in my power to convert that call.
Right.
So I started, in particular, Bangalore focuses on your general current affairs, not the general knowledge type of questions, but your perspective on that particular current issues. So I started.
Okay.
We have a group of 6 to 7 people. So we used to sit around and discuss daily the events which are happening around the world and what are our perspectives around it. So what are our opinions? So, my
Right.
even my Bangalore interview went the same way. There were a lot of opinion based questions. So
Okay.
I started, started speaking a lot. I discussed a lot with my friends. In particular, we used to have a group, and that really helped with my interview preparation. And apart from the hygiene questions like why MBA and why do you want to do it in our college and why I am Bangalore.
Right.
Other than that, the major part which has helped was discussing all the current events. Just it's not about knowing what is exactly happening, but why is it happening and what do you think? Is it in what sense is it happening? Is it correct or not? That's the attitude you need to have when you're going to the interview. And even the interview went in the same format. So I was asked a few staple questions, and Then they were asking me regarding the Ukraine war issue and what do you think your stance should be, and why is
Great.
there were like a few questions how China is not why China is silent regarding this particular issue, why are they not supporting Russia or not even opposing Russia in that point, and a few questions about NFTs. So what is happening?
Okay.
Why do you need to consider them as a digital asset? And also, Bangalore interviews are famous for asking their case interview based. They might ask you a case study as well. So even I was
Okay.
asked a case question. They asked me how many people travel on Red Bus on a daily basis. That was my case interview question. I was able to solve it at parts, but I think they are looking for the approach itself, not the final answer. So they were pretty satisfied with the
Okay.
approach I followed. For case interviews, I did not specifically prepare for case interviews. I just went through a few videos which were there on YouTube for that,
Okay.
and majority of my interview was focused on my work experience. It really helps a lot when you have some work experience because majority of your questions will be focused on your work experience, and
Great.
since you'd be working at that particular point, it would be very easy for you to answer those questions with a lot of confidence. So there was
Great.
one particular panelist who was very much focused on my work experience. He asked around 4 to 5 questions based on the type of work which I do, and how does Credit Suisse, my company, stand in this particular work point, and how are your daily working hours, and what do you do on a daily basis? These were a few questions asked, and I was able to answer them pretty confidently because I was working at that point as well. So yeah, that's how my interview went. It was pretty chill interview. The panelists were very
Okay.
friendly. To be honest, they were not any,
Okay.
they were not in
Okay.
a grilling mood or something. So, right.
Okay. Luckily.
Yeah.
So, okay. So work experience is one thing that they focus mainly on, and also the current affairs, opinion based
Right. Right.
testing. Okay. All
It's
right.
also helpful to prepare a few case questions as well
Yeah.
for
Case
if you are
questions.
going into IIM
Right.
Bangalore in particular. Yeah, they'll not ask any
Okay.
questions in any other IIM, I think so. But Bangalore, I think,
Okay.
focuses on the case.
Okay, and also speaking of IIM Bangalore specifically, I think there's one thing called SOP, which is very unique to IIM Bangalore. So
Right.
how did you write your SOP? And I think the interview also depends based on what you write.
Got it. So regarding SOP, it's pretty much what I have discussed with you before during my first question, like how did I stumble across doing how did I decide to do an MBA and where I was
Okay,
working, and I have also informed about my extracurriculars, what I was doing in my college, where I was leading two departments. I have written about that and I have written about my work experience, and I have just tried to pitch in the idea that how this MBA program in IIM Bangalore would be really helpful for me if I was to develop a career in finance. So, but then
right.
again, regarding SOPs, what happens is it's very random. Like a few of the professors ask questions explicitly based on your SOPs. However, a few panelists will not touch your SOP at all. As in, they will read it, but they'll not point it out during your
Okay,
interviews. So it really depends on that point. But
okay,
there will be a word limit on your SOP, and we have to do our best to fill up that word limit and try to pitch in the idea that how much useful is IIM Bangalore to your career in particular.
okay.
So
Right,
after
right,
that,
right.
but then again, there is also this analytical writing part in IIM Bangalore, which is also specific to IIM
Yeah,
Bangalore
right,
itself. So I
right.
was asked a question regarding vaccination. Like how much do you think it is? How justifiable do you think it is to impose a mandatory vaccination for all of us during this pandemic section? We had to write an opinion on that. So that was my question, and I think I did a good
Okay,
job over there. So yeah,
okay.
even
Wonderful.
regarding this particular thing, these analytical writing things, they are not dependent
Right.
on the current affairs, but your opinion based on the current
Opinion
situation.
based topics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Got
All right. So now, can you also tell us what other calls have you received, and how was your performance in those interviews, and what all have you converted?
Right. So I have received a call from IIM Calcutta, IIM Kozhikode,
Okay.
Indore, and Lucknow, and I also received a
Okay.
call from FMS Delhi.
Sir.
FMS Delhi. All right. So in regards to IIM Calcutta, it is very much evident that they are really focused on how comfortable you are with the math in particular. So my interview, though it was pretty much similar to my IIM Bangalore interview, there were a lot of opinion-based questions, but my last part of the interview was solely based on my quantitative aptitude, like
Okay. Right.
how well I am with statistics in particular. I was asked a few questions based on statistics because my work, my role is a risk analyst in Credit Suisse, so my work
Okay.
is built around statistical models. So I was asked a few questions based on statistics, very basic questions in particular, and I also know a few people where they were asked to draw a few graphs and also to pretty basic questions, but they focus a lot on your quantitative section. And coming to IIM Kozhikode, they do focus a lot on your current affair knowledge, like how well versed are you with your current affairs. So it was a particularly grilling interview for me compared to other interviews.
Okay.
They asked me, very historical based questions regarding Hyderabad or regarding badminton, which I have mentioned as my extracurricular activity. So
Okay.
now they are really focused on like pretty general knowledge based questions. And my Lucknow
Great. Great.
interview was the most easiest interview I had. It was only for five
Okay.
minutes, and they just asked me about my work
Oh,
experience
great.
and why MBA and stuff like that. It was very easy. It was just for 5 minutes that interview. And IIM Indoor, I think it went fine. I'm still waiting for my IIM Indoor call.
Calls.
Uh,
Okay.
but then again, the interview went nice. They were also focused on current affairs. It was a little bit grilling, a little stressful interview, but I think it went well. And
Great.
FMS Delhi, I'm still at waiting list 15, and I had to
Okay.
go
Okay.
to Delhi for that interview. All the other interviews were in a virtual mode, but
Online. Yes. Great.
it was in person. So I had to go to Delhi, give the interview. So in FMS Delhi, you know that there's a specific thing called extempore where they'll ask you to talk about a topic for 1 minute.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
fortunately,
Yes.
I was only asked to talk about my work experience. So I that went well. But then again, it's still in waiting list 15. I have to see the moment. So
Okay.
the FMS interview went well. Even they were asking about current affairs and mostly my opinions on the particular current
Okay.
affairs that have happened.
Great.
So yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
Great. All right. Now, finally, what is some advice that you'd like to give the future CAT aspirants and also MBA aspirants in general?
Sure. So in regards to CAT preparation, it's advisable to start as early as possible because you'll never know. You might think that you are good in quant or you're good in LR or you're good in VR, but when you're in the exam environment, the situation is really different. You will have a lot of stress on your mind and you will miss out on a lot of things which you might know are easy, but during the exam environment, you'll find them extremely difficult. So I'll ask the student aspirants who are preparing for CAT to start as early as possible and the thing is to practice as much as possible daily. So I used to do an hour each for each section daily, 3 hours. So 1 hour for
Okay.
quantitative, 1 hour for purple, and 1 hour for LR. I think that is pretty sufficient. And weekends you can devote as much time as possible. Even if you are working on, even if you are working, I think it is manageable to find 3 hours or 2 hours every day, and you can use the most out of weekends. And I'll advise the people to take a lot of as many mocks as possible, preferably at least 30 to 45 mocks. And because taking
Okay.
those mocks will be extremely helpful to get accustomed to the exam environment and to in general to develop a mindset as to how do you approach an exam, and it will also help you to prepare a perfect strategy because during mocks you will attempt in different ways. You can select among different strategies which you think are beneficial, and by the time you're done with mocks you'll have a perfect strategy which you will be attempting your CAT. So yeah, that's it. That's from regarding my CAT thing. And regarding MBA
Great.
in general, I think you need to have a clear idea as to why you are doing an MBA. It is very essential you have that because if you are failing in that particular question, you'll not have enough motivation for CAT, and also it will be an effect on your interviews as well. So if you have a clear idea as to why you are doing an MBA, you'll have that motivation to do CAT, and also during your interviews, you'll be pretty confident in answering that particular question, and that question determines how your interview is going. And yeah, that's it. I guess it's better
Great.
after you receive your CAT percentile. I think it's better to start an interview preparation as fast as possible and to have a group of 5 to 6 people, like I have said.
Yeah. So that you can
You
discuss.
can sit down with
Right.
yourself and
Yeah.
discuss it as much as possible. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thanks a lot, Pawan. You gave some very valuable insights about CAT preparation and also IIM interview preparation. Thanks a lot, and all the best for your journey at IIM Bangalore.
Thank you. Thank you a lot.